it was difficult at the beginning because I didn't have people to talk to, because I didn't want people to look at polygyny as something bad. It's a form of marriage, and I saw the benefit of that. And I also didn't want people to look at Islam as a bad thing because it allowed polygyny. Assalamu alaikum, peace. It's Nyla, Coach Nyla, co-founder of Outstanding Personal Relationships, as well as co-author of Let's Talk Polygyny Uncensored. And in this video, I'm going to be maybe be a tad bit more vulnerable. It's a little difficult, and talk about my insecurities and how I overcame insecurities in polygyny. And it's an interesting thing because I don't talk about it much, because when I tried before, I kind of got slammed for the most part. Not from everybody, of course not, but from a number of people, because I am an incoming wife. I am an additional wife. And I did a number of videos on what that looks like, as far as, a subsequent wife in the first wife's world, the subsequent wife inferiority syndrome, and different videos like that. And it's hard sometimes when, you want to empower other people and you want to share your story. But when you do, people have their own view of what it should look like, or their own view of who you are. And no matter what you say, they're going to tell you what you really were out to do. I've seen so many comments that talked about, that questioned my character and everything, for the simple fact that, I understood the big picture of polygyny, and I married a man who was already married. So I think sometimes time strengthens you if you allow it to. And I think that was the thing with me, not just time, but personal development. I've been in personal development well before polygyny, and it doesn't stop. And I realized that that is a big, big key component in my growth, in my resilience. And the thing is, I don't like saying that word too much, because it gets to the point where it feels as though that we have to take a lot of crap and we just have to go and roll with the punches. I mean, we've heard those sayings before. And I just realized that me not sharing my story, or me deciding, and it was times before where I was like, I don't want to do the videos anymore. Maybe I'll do different types of videos. I won't talk too much about, how it is to be an incoming wife in polygyny, because of what other people see and what other people think. And I realized that I wasn't doing anybody any favors by doing that. I wasn't serving, the audience. I wasn't serving people who really were looking for the assistance, because I was too busy caring about, those who really, for lack of a better word, didn't matter. If you don't want to hear it, you can move on. If you have your own issues about it, either learn from it, and try to grow through it. Or if that's something that you don't want to do, then push on, for lack of a better phrase. And it makes me think of one of these ladies that I really like, a YouTuber, Tabitha Brown. She states, I don't want to misquote her, but I may not remember it all the way, but at the end of her videos, she says, go on and have a good day. And she said, if you can't have a good day, don't go messing up someone else's, or something on the lines of that. And I love that, because the thing is that we have our days, but I've noticed that we have a lot of keyboard gangsters, or a lot of keyboard bullies, who want to put their own venoms, put their own venom and insecurities on others. And for deep fillers, I'm a heavy empath. I don't share that much, but I'm a heavy empath. I'm an INFJ. My co-wife talks about that a lot. I'm an introvert. I'm a filler. I may seem like I'm an extrovert, but I like to be, to myself or with my family, and sometimes, with some close friends and things like that. And I'll go, be around groups and everything like that and have a good time, but I do need to step back and recharge. And the thing is that type of me being that type of person means that I have to push myself, and I'll push myself to be more vulnerable. And that's not an easy thing, because growing up, that was a difficult thing for me too. I mean, I cried over almost anything. I was called a crybaby. They had a number of different names for me, but I became very resilient. I was strong, but I still cried. Like, my emotions would get the best of me a number of times, a number of occasions. And that was even the same, even going into polygyny, because I was nervous about that. Yeah, I saw, those who don't know the story, I did know Coach Fatimah and Coach Nazir before we got married, and I was married before so this wasn't I didn't know them, and the story is not a traditional story, but not all polygyny stories are cookie cutter anyway. However, I was a single mother, again, after being divorced, so it wasn't no, I need someone to save me, but I did see a family. I seen a husband that was an amazing leader, and very kind, and very giving to his family as well as his wife and things like that. And I saw a wonderful wife that could be a great sister and friend to me. And knowing that Islam allows polygyny, knowing that, and of course, you guys see, I'm Muslim, knowing that Islam allows polygyny, and knowing that polygyny is regulated and its rules to it and everything like that, I saw a benefit there. And of course, we talk more about it in, our upcoming book, Let's Talk Polygyny Uncensored, and in a number of videos on YouTube. So I'm not going to go into it and deeply up in here, but it was difficult at the beginning, because I didn't have people to talk to, because I didn't want people to look at polygyny as something bad. It's a form of marriage, and I saw the benefit of that. And I also didn't want people to look at Islam as a bad thing, because it allowed polygyny. So I wouldn't tell people about any type of insecurities that I had, or any issues or challenges or anything like that. I still don't. And I still go through things, and I'm still growing through things. That's how you have outstanding relationships. Challenges come, things come into your life that may not always be ideal, and you have to figure a way around it. And those things happen throughout life, and it's not just in polygyny. But I did have my insecurities about coming into a family, being married to a man, not even just coming into the family, but being married to a man who is not only already married, but married for 15 years, married to his, high school sweetheart, his childhood sweetheart, and these different things like that. And they already had children and everything like that. So I did, I did have my insecurities. To be in a marriage with, that you have the husband has a very beautiful, talented wife that, everybody pretty much knows in the community and loves and everything like that. And it's like, you are the incoming person that could cause some issues, that could possibly cause some issues in this beautiful family dynamic, that we're used to seeing. And that wasn't an easy thing to deal with. And that wasn't something that I knew going into that. And you don't know. Things are always laid out for you. Things start to unravel or unfold as you go through your life, period. We don't know what tomorrow may hold. We don't know what the future may hold. We may think things are very bright and sunshiny, and then we get that hurricane and we have to figure our way through it, or we have to see if we can get some assistance from someone. And my thing is, my assistance came from writing, um, also being heavily immersed in personal development. And that personal development came from coaches and reading books. And because my coaches gave me that boost of knowing how great I really am, I wanted to do more of that for other people. So I started coaching women like a long, long time ago. So this was like way before polygyny and way before OPR. And that's why I am so just in love with what we do at OPR. And I realized that me not being vulnerable or telling my story, or not helping, or deciding to walk away from doing the videos that may help, other women who are looking to be in polygyny, who want to be in polygyny, who sees polygyny as a beautiful institution, and nothing against monogamy, but this is something that they want. And being able to help them navigate through the challenges that may come just because they merely exist in polygyny, that they merely exist as an incoming or additional wife. And now, if you guys heard some of my videos, I will say subsequent wife, and I changed it up and I say incoming or additional wife. Because the interesting thing is, subsequent always had like a weird connotation to me, but it is what it is. Words are words. It is what they are what they are. But sub always felt like this beneath or below or anything like that. And the way polygyny in Islam is that wives are on equal footing. They should be treated fairly, and there's no hierarchy or this totem pole type thing when it comes to wives in Islam. Wives who are in polygyny in Islam. So I started thinking, I was like, well, what would be another word? And I was like, oh, additional wife. And it's interesting because someone made a comment about that as well, about, saying subsequent and things as far as that, why you just don't say wife. But sometimes, because we are talking to people and we are teaching and training on different things, we have to at least let people know kind of like the timeline, or not letting them know the timeline, so to speak, but at least letting them know that, okay, you have the initial and then you have the additional. And we used to say subsequent, and I stopped saying that, so I may say it from time to time because it's fairly new and I'm used to saying it, but I do feel much better with saying additional, and that does help as well too, because words are things, and words have power if we allow them to. And those can be things that create insecurities as well. As I stated before, the prefix sub, a lot of times it means below. So, a lot of times unconsciously or subconsciously, like internally, you may look at it as, we can look at it as being less than, or being not enough, or being, not equal to, or anything like that. So yeah. So different ways that I overcame, and I'm overcoming insecurities, because they're still there. You still have that. We are women, so so we compare sometimes, and I look at that as now it's more of motivation, it's more of inspiration, instead of me seeing what I'm lacking or others don't like me, and so let me kind of hide in the shadows, or let me try to, do the things so they can like me. No, I stopped doing that because it wasn't serving me. It was actually making me feel worse. So I had to work on me. I had to make sure that I was loving me, that I was appreciating the person that I am, and then I was increasingly getting better in my life. And everybody will not know the ins and outs of my life and my story, and whether it's before polygyny or in polygyny, or after after being after the initial being married in polygyny, just whatever. People may not know that. People may just see one quick video, or they'll see a title of a video, and then they'll have their own thoughts about it, which is fine. That's something that is part of their life. That's something that they have to deal with. And a lot of times I say that's a you problem or a they problem, not a me problem. And that's how I overcame, a lot of the insecurities. That's how I overcame feeling like I was less than, or feeling like I wasn't enough, or feeling like that I couldn't, that I shouldn't say certain things, that I should be careful with my words, that I should be careful with what I say, that I shouldn't, state that I had challenges and pain and, insecurities and things like that, because I may have people to say, so what, or who are you to have insecurities, or who are you to feel this type of way? I'm a human being, I'm a person. And we all have, our different feelings and emotions. We are entitled to those things, but we shouldn't let them rule us. We shouldn't let the negative tear us down and take us away from the greatness that we can be. So I don't know who needed to hear this today, but I hope it helped you in some type of way. So inshallah, God willing, I will see you in the next video. Make sure you are growing intentionally, loving fearlessly, and connecting on a higher level every single day. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share, because sharing is caring. And if you are really looking for some more information and some deep dive training, make sure you check out our 5-day successful marriage challenge. And you will check that out at outstandingpersonalrelationships.com/Black Friday. And I will see you soon. Assalamu alaikum. Peace.
Here are 3 ways Outstanding Personal Relationships can help you.
One is by following us on our social medias. Follow us on IG at Outstanding Relationships, and on Facebook and YouTube at Outstanding Personal Relationships. And make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell.
Number 2, make sure you head over to outstandingpersonalrelationships.com and subscribe to the email list. From there, you will get downloads as well as updates, any and all updates. And you also get an update on the release of our new book, Let's Talk Polygyny, Uncensored.
Number 3, if you are serious about polygyny relationships and really developing fulfillment and happiness, make sure you register for our Relationship Mastery Inner Circle, which is members only, which includes downloads. It includes access to us live on a weekly basis. So that's at outstandingpersonalrelationships.com/RM. We'll see you soon. Assalamu alaikum.
Peace.